G'day, I'm Michael Thompson. I'm a BigFix Technical Advisor based in Melbourne, Australia, covering the Asia Pacific region. Today I wanted to talk about how we can go about upgrading our BigFix environments. I know that it's daunting for some people, and certainly people have different views and processes on how to follow, but I just wanted to record a video that shows how I go about it. So I guess the first thing that we need to say when we're doing any sort of upgrade with anything, and BigFix is no different, is, backup, backup, backup. I can't emphasize it enough. Make sure that you've got a full backup of your BigFix file systems and your database. If you've got a system that's on the same server as the database, you can use snapshots like VM has to snapshot that BigFix server to be able to restore to if something actually goes wrong. Just remember that VMware snapshots are not meant as a way of doing backups. They're a very short-lived solution for being able to restore. They can degrade performance if you keep snapshots around all the time. So generally speaking, I'll take my snapshot of a system, which I've done in this instance, and I'll delete it once my BigFix server has been upgraded and everything's running. Upgrade steps that we'll step you through is really how we do it through the BigFix console. So it will step you through all of the activities that need to be done, but in simple terms, we do our installation files. We then do our root server and the console on the root server to start with, and then we upgrade our relays, and then finally our clients. And the way in which I do things is, as I say here, work smarter, not harder. Let BigFix do the heavy lifting. So I generally use policies to do all of that sort of stuff. So I'll also step you through that as well. Also remember, HCL software is there to help. You can speak with your local technical advisor if you like to get them to run over your plans for your upgrade plan, or you can also raise a support case beforehand to advise support that you're upgrading. So if anything should happen to go wrong, they're already lined up and ready to go. So with that said, let's get into the actual upgrade. Okay, so here I am on my BigFix server, and first thing we want to do is go down to the BigFix management domain, and BigFix will tell us what we've got available to upgrade by looking at the BES deployment upgrade twisty here. So if we have a look, we can see the first thing that I mentioned was installation folders. Now, it will work out through relevance what particular versions are applicable to you. So I'm running version 11 at the moment, and I've got version 11 patch 1 ready to go. So this particular fixlet will actually look at what version you need to be at to upgrade to the next version. So if you were below version 10.0.7, you're not going to see this one. You'll see one of the previous versions that you'd need to jump to first. So the first thing we want to do is actually take action with this and upgrade our BigFix installation folders. Okay, now that we're finished, we can have a look and see if our installation folders have been updated. So I've got all of my stuff installed on my D drive here in BigFix Enterprise. So here's my BES installers folder. You can see it's got today's date, so it's all been updated. So the next process we need to go through is doing the server upgrade. Now this does web reports, the server, the console. You've got the description here to read about it. One thing to note about this, if this doesn't show as applicable or available, is that this has got some relevance in here that makes sure that your BigFix server is not pending a restart. So if there is a pending restart on your BigFix server, this will not show as applicable. So you'll need to reboot your server and then wait for it to evaluate before it shows up. So we'll kick off the install here to push to our BigFix server. Now generally, once I start to see that it's pending downloads and the agent's reporting, I shut down the console, because we're not going to get too much more information showing up here, because part of what we're going to do here is update the console version in line with the version of the database schema and the BigFix server version that we've got. So this old version won't work, and it's going to also want to upgrade it. So what I like to do is close the console down, and I'll go into the client directory and I'll have a look at the actual log, and I'll watch the log, and I'll see through the log when everything's actually finished working. So I've got bare tail here, so I can actually tail the log in real time and see the updates coming, and I can see exactly what's going on with the actual installer. So we can see it's actually started the BES server upgrade already. Now you will see some errors while we're watching the log, because obviously the client cannot connect to the BigFix server to send back posts and things like that. But that's okay, the client has the instructions already signed from the server, so it will continue to do the installation regardless. Okay, so we can see that the command has succeeded, the upgrade. Now we just have to wait for the rest of the upgrades to happen, such as the console. Now, in my environment, it's taken me almost, it's about an hour and 40 minutes to upgrade. It can take several hours sometimes, depending on the size of the environments. The key is that you've got to be patient and make sure that you're aware that there will be some downtime when you do this. You can also have a look at the upgrade log if you want to be tracking the progress there as well. Now the web UI upgrades began. We'll wait for that to finish. Okay, so we can see that the upgrade for web UI is finished. It's started the service. And now we're doing the console upgrade. Okay, so the console upgrade's now finished. All we're waiting for now is for us to show the status of fixed for the action, and to show that that's no longer relevant. And once we can see that, we can then start our console. And there we go, we have our fixed updated platform server components version 11.0.1, and then the not relevant. So we can now close off our log and start our BigFix console. Okay, so the console is loaded. Let's check, make sure our version is up to date. There we go, 11.0.1. So the next step we have to upgrade is to go and upgrade our relays. So we'll click on our relay here, and we'll look for our updated relay jobs. And I'll kick off an update for my CentOS relay that I have. And I'll also do one for my Windows relay. Okay, so now that our relays have upgraded, the only thing left to do is upgrade the agents. So we'll go back to our BigFix management domain. And what I like to do is actually run these as a policy, because when we install a BigFix relay or a BigFix agent, it doesn't ever require a reboot. So we can safely do this, during business hours. Certainly if you need to include it in your change and have that attached, do that. But I like to set it as a policy. So if there's any machines that get built after the fact and they happen to have an older version of the agent installed, they'll automatically get upgraded. So because I do that, one of the things I have to do to start with is just go in and find all open actions which have got updated. It's updated. So you can see here I've got all of these that I've marked as policy, so I know that when I set them I meant to target them to all computers, and I meant for them to never expire. So that way any machines that came in and evaluated, that automatically evaluate against that. So I want to find all of these old ones of the previous version, version 11, and actually stop those. And now I can go to my BigFix management and find my clients and search for updated, and then go through one by one, take action, dynamically target all computers. And with the execution, by default, if you haven't changed your default preset settings, it'll expire 2 days after you actually run the job. But if we set it here as policy, as I explained, it will run forever until you stop that action, so that any new machines that are added to my environment will automatically get updated, and there's no risk of them rebooting or anything like that. So I always put policy in front of it, so when I'm looking at my actions I can see that I meant to run it as a policy, and that's it. It will go through and target those systems. So I'll do that for each one of these different subsystems that I've got for 11.0.1, and then the upgrade's complete. So here you can see now I've kicked off all of my policy updates for all of my agents, so they'll all come in and upgrade themselves. So this is what I meant at the start of the video when I was talking about making sure that you get BigFix to do the heavy lifting, right? So this helps BigFix maintain itself, keep everything up to date, and make sure all your agents are always at the current version that you need them to be at. The only other thing that's really left to do is to upgrade any other consoles that we've got out there, because at the moment we only pushed the console update out to the BigFix server at the moment. So I've got a couple of other devices that do have consoles on them, so I'll need to ensure that I install the updated console version to those systems. So here you can see all of my agents have done their policy updates, and so everything is fully upgraded now. The only other thing I would advocate that you can do once you've finished is do what we call taking a blank action. So we do that by coming up here and going take custom action, and we call it a blank action because if we have a look at the action script here, it's just got a comment. There's actually no action in there, and the applicability on it is true. So every single machine that gets this is just going to simply go, this is true to me, and perform its tasks. So usually when I do a blank action, I call it a blank action. I'll dynamically target all computers and click OK, and just make sure that I've got good responsiveness inside my environment that I would expect. So you can see now I've got my machine starting to report back that they've completed this particular task. So that's verifying that things are working across my environment. So that's it for today's video. I hope you found it helpful. if you want to reach out to me, my details were on the front page of this video with my QR code. You can also scan this QR code here to take you to our Building Long-Term Success with BigFix webpage. It's a great one-stop shop landing page for pretty much everything to do with BigFix to help you become more successful in your journey. We've got all of our courses put up there on the calendar for our BigFix training, which we run for free. We've got our social media pages, we've got all of our reference material and also support. So check it out if you haven't before. It's a really great resource. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.